Please welcome aboard the Zoo family.
Hi Disney friends and family, it's Nancy here. I'm here to tell you what you need to know about your next Disney cruise in 2022. Number 1. Prior to booking your Disney cruise, you and all eligible individuals ages 5 and up must be fully vaccinated. If you are not fully vaccinated, you must provide a negative COVID test prior to boarding, and you will not be allowed off the ship during normal docking days. The only exception to that is when you are docked at Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay is Disney's private island, and if you do not have a Port Adventures booked, you can still go off to the island and enjoy the amenities that they have available. So at the cruise terminal before boarding your ship, Disney has you get COVID tested at the terminal. You will self-swab and then wait for the results to come out. This can take anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes. Next thing you need to do before booking your Disney cruise is decide on your dining time. Disney has 2 seatings. One is from 5:30 or 6:15, and the second seating would be from 8 or 8:30, depending on your cruise. It's really important to decide what seating time works out best for you. For individuals with smaller children, they tend to pick the earlier dining time as this coincides with their dining times back at home. And for individuals who want to avoid the crowds, the later dining time might work out better for you. Number 2, it's really important to download the Disney Navigator app. The Disney Navigator app will be your guide to the whole ship. They have the map on there, they will have the activities on there, that's where you book your port adventures, and you will be able to see when all the shows and when all the crafts and activities are available. Number 3, Embarkation Day. When you arrive at your cruise terminal, there will be porters there to help you bring your luggage on board. It's customary to tip them $1 or $2 for each bag. I highly recommend utilizing the porters just so you don't have to carry your luggage throughout the day until your room's ready. Just try to have a small carry-on luggage or a backpack with everything you need. So medications, your money, your passport, all of things like that, have on your person until your room's ready. So the first day while you board the ship, you won't really be able to access your room until roughly 2 to 4 p.m. depending on what time your cruise will be done cleaning with all the rooms. So the best idea to do is to have lunch. And one of the main dining rooms will actually be open. You can check the app to see which one that will be available to you that day. And otherwise, you can explore the ship. You can go to the D Lounge, there's Oak Gill's Pub, there's the Sky Lounge. Take a look around and just familiarize yourself with the ship. On deck 11 of the ship, there's a lot of places that you can explore. There's pools, there's the Flow Cafe that has chicken tenders, they have hamburgers, sausage, fries, things like that. The drink station's located on deck 11, so you can get sodas, coffees, water from there. There's the ice cream service station, so I spent a lot of time there, and I think you might too. So one cool thing about Deck 11 is that there is an adult-only area. And in this adult-only area, they have Cove Cafe, where you can get specialty coffees, and they also host things like wine tastings, beer tastings here. At this cafe, they have specialty coffees, and you can ask for a Mickey or Minnie Disney decoration on top of your lattes. Do you want to work out while you're on your cruise? Well, Disney does have a gym for you to work out in. And also there is a spa and salon that charges an additional fee, but if that interests you, you should definitely check it out. Around 2, your stateroom is probably ready, so you can go check that out. By the door, they will have a door hanger that has your key card, and this is your key to the world card, and this will be what you use to pay for everything, your identification on board the ship, off the ship, everything. So what's included in your room? Inside your stateroom, they have a lot of things available, and you'll notice right when you walk in, you have a split bathroom. So Your toilet and a sink will be in one room with a mirror, and in another room there will be a sink and a shower. So this makes it a lot easier if you have multiple people in your party that need to get ready in the morning and get ready for port adventures and things like that. They also have a hair dryer, so you'll not have to bring one, and they do have a heat mat, so in case you bring your curling wand or your straightening iron, they have a mat for you to lay that on. Also, when you check out the closet, you'll notice that there are life jackets inside, and you will see that there is a laundry bag. And so they do have laundry services on board. You can either have them do it, or you can do it yourself and go to the laundrette. And it's $2 to wash and $2 to dry. Just a quick tip, do not bring the laundry bag home with you because they'll charge you a $10 penalty. Also included in your stateroom is a safe, and you can put your own code in it and lock it and put all of your valuables away, so don't worry about any issues like that. Number 5, Disney has a lot of entertainment for all groups, all ages, so there's never a shortage of anything to do on board. So let's talk about the entertainment for kids. So for ages 3 to 12, they have the Oceaneer Club, the Oceaneer Lab, and they also have the Bippity Boppity Boutique. The first two, the Oceaneer Club and the Oceaneer Lab, are places just the kids to play. They have different themes in each of the rooms, and just overall a place where you can drop off your kid and just let them have a lot of fun with kids their age. The Bippity Boppity Boutique is a princess experience for little girls, for them to do their makeup, do their hair, have them dress up as one of the princesses. Disney does offer a nursery, but for my cruise, the nursery was not open. So for teenagers, they have places for them to hang out as well. They have Vibe and Edge, which are lounges for only teens, and they have movies, they have games and things like that, and just a really nice place for them to hang out in. If there is an open house, I would suggest checking those places out. They also have an 18-20 social event, and basically for that, it's kids ages 18 to 20 for them to mingle with kids their age. Let's talk about adult activities. So on this cruise, they have things like wine tasting, beer tasting, they have whiskeys and whatever. If you're interested, they do have those available, and you have to book that on your Disney Navigator app because spots fill up fast. Let's talk about the shows that they have at Disney. They have music shows, they have magic shows, they have Broadway shows. So while I was on the cruise, they had Aladdin, they had Frozen, and they had Disney Believe. So if you're able to catch these shows, make sure you do. Disney even has activities like bingo, so if you want to win cash prizes, maybe you should check out their bingo. And of course, they have their meet and greets for all the Disney princesses and different characters, and they have crafts, and also with their crafts, if it happens to be Star Wars Day, they do have Star Wars crafts. Number 6, rotational dining. So Disney offers something called rotational dining, where there are 3 restaurants that you rotate between, and you and your servers will rotate to each different restaurant each night. For us, we started off at Animators, then we moved on to Royal Court, and then so forth. Listen to their recommendations, but also order what you like. So if you don't like something, you can send it back. If you like something and you want to have an extra portion of it, don't be afraid to ask. I recommend trying out their Mickey bars just for the picture. So their specialty drinks that are offered at dinner are not included, but your normal soft serve beverages are. So if you order one of their specialty beverages, just be aware that they'll charge that to your room afterwards. And also, another thing about dining at Disney is they do have themed nights. So there are nights where they're formal dress, their semi-formal dress, and for the Star Wars theme day, everybody will dress up as Star Wars characters. You don't have to participate, but it's just one of the options, and you might feel left out if you don't. So Nancy, what about Palo and Remy? So Palo and Remy is their specialty dining that you have to reserve ahead of time, and Palo is their Italian restaurant, and they have 2 options of ordering. You can order off their set menu that is $45, and you will get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. Or you can order off their a la carte menu, or you could do both. That's up to you. For Remy, there's 2 types of cuisines that they serve there. That is American cuisine, and they have French cuisine. So if you're dining with someone else, I recommend you each taking one of the menus so you could try both the food and just share it. Make sure when you go to Palo and Remy, you adhere to their dress code. So Palo is less strict on their dress code, but they do require men to wear a collared shirt. If you wear jeans, you have to make sure your jeans don't have holes in them, and no open-toed shoes. For Remy, they require men to wear a jacket over whatever that they're wearing, and you have to wear pants. Another thing about Remy is that you cannot be wearing sneakers or open-toe shoes here. You have to have dress shoes. Okay, so number 8 would be port days. So getting off the ship is pretty easy. You just have to join the virtual queue on your Navigator app, and that will tell you what time for you to exit the ship. Make sure you bring your key to the world card, because that will be your identification for getting back on the ship. Also, you will need your passport, and make sure you bring some cash with you. Okay, so a few things about Castaway Cay, which is Disney's private island. If you do not have any port adventures booked, you can get off the ship even if you are not vaccinated. All the food on this island is already included in your cruise, and there is an adult only area. You have to take the tram from the second stop to the third stop. So there is a tram, and it goes from stop 1 to stop 2, and then that one does not go to stop 3. You have to get off and go to a different one to go to stop 3, or you can walk it. Disney has this 5K run, bike, walk, whatever. If you do complete the 5K, you can get a medal either on the island, or if you forget to get it while you're on the island, you can stop by guest services and they'll be happy to give you the medal. The other ports that my ship stopped at was the Nassau, Bahamas, Costa Maya, Mexico, and Cozumel, Mexico. So these places are just places that you can get off at. You can shop locally. Make sure you bring cash with you, because not all places here accept card. And you have to make sure that you have your passport and your key to the world card, and have that for you to get back on the ship. Raise your hand if you like shopping at Disney. So Disney has merchandise that might be Disney Cruise Line only. Like the ears I have here that have the little anchors on it, this is only for Disney Cruise Line. So if you're interested in purchasing Disney merchandise on the cruise, you should probably get a Disney Visa card, and you'll get 10% off the Disney merchandise. So it's not just Disney merchandise that's for sale on board. So you can also get jewelry if you happen to like any of the Disney jewelry that's on board. And it's not all Disney themed. They do have, very large stones that if you're interested in, you can avoid the taxes. There's also shops in case you forget anything. So there's medications that you can buy if you want to get sunscreen, bike spray if you need to buy a towel, things like that. They also have available. Okay, so debarkation day. So on the last day, they will give you luggage tags, which they will leave in your room. And for your luggage that you want the porters to help you bring out, you will leave them outside your door the night before. If you have an earlier flight like I did, you should keep your luggage with you, and around 7:30 you can actually get off the ship. Outside of the lobby, just right where you entered, there's a little box for you to drop off your survey card. Make sure you fill that out. It's a very quick, easy process. You show them your travel ID and your passport, and you go through customs, and it's very quick. Okay, so let's talk about transportation. So if you are traveling from the Orlando airport to the Disney Cruise Terminal, they do have a motor coach available, which is $39 per person. You can also opt for a Lyft or Uber. I took a Lyft at 10 o'clock, and it cost us $55 with Lyft Pink, their membership. So I believe without that discount, it would have been $60. And coming back, it was $60 for us. So it would probably be close to $60 to $70 if you don't have that membership. So Disney does so many things to keep your stay magical, because Disney is the most magical place on earth. One of the things you can look forward to, just like you see at fancy hotels, is that they'll fold towels and blankets when they leave them on your bed. So you can look forward to seeing a bunch of different animals on your bed, and also the service from the housekeeping staff is amazing. So if you get out of the bed in the middle of the night, say 3 a.m., and you need to go to the bathroom, well, by the time you come back to your bed, it's already going to be made. And I just really want to point out that you just have to pay attention to all the little details. So just any corner you look in, you will see, the Mickey head somewhere, maybe the Rose from Beauty and the Beast. Just take an extra look around. Even the bathrooms are amazing. Take the time to enjoy that this is a Disney cruise. Alright, thanks everybody for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you get updates for new videos. Hope to see you again soon.